Okay, for the fly sample, you'll need your pattern piece, a zipper, and your zipper foot as well, which mine is at the machine right now. Again, I'm working from home. I do have limited supplies today. I have the zipper, but it's a little short for this guy. So if I want, I think I can redesign this pattern to be a low-rise pant. So I think that's probably the easiest solution. So I'm just gonna cut it straight across. And now we're gonna design a low-rise pair of pants. Okay, so now let's look at this pattern. It does say cut 1 on this line. So there's lots of different ways to do it. If you look at this on the internet, you'll see some patterns don't even have this at all. And then they have you cut out 2 shields. We are just, we'll follow this pattern. So we have this piece, and then we also have to cut 1 of these as well. So we have 1 shield, and then the other one's just gonna be like self-face basically. So I think what I wanna do is leave the self-facing on the right-hand side. So I'm gonna cut on this guy, the left one, along this line. So we can go ahead and do that right now. Okay, and this is basically just try to reuse it somehow, but we're not gonna use it today. I think I'm just gonna notch right here for my own benefit. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sew the crotch seam, the front rise together first. So I'm gonna put right sides together, like so. And then my seam allowance is 1/2 inch. So I'll start right here at 1/2 inch and backstitch and sew the seam together. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and sew the seam. I mean, if you want, you can switch out your foot. You might be able to still use your regular or your zipper foot, but I just switched mine out to make my life a little easier. Okay, so I need to know where 1/2 inch is on my machine. That's right here. Okay, I'm gonna make sure my needle is centered. Alrighty, you can take out this pin and put my presser foot down. Okay, oops. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and backstitch. I'm gonna do my best to sew that 1/2 inch seam allowance. Backstitch at the end. My take-up lever up here is high. Lift up my presser foot, pull out my thread, trim it. Okay, so I'm opening it up, taking it to my ironing board, and I want to place my zipper now on my fabric. So I kind of want to know where the seam is that I just sewed, and it's gonna basically go straight up. So it's 1/2 inch away from this little raw edge, straight up. And what that is this, basically this sewing line. And I wanna line up the edge of my twill tape right there. Okay, and then I'm just gonna get my zipper foot. I'm gonna sew it straight down actually on this side of my zipper tape. So I think I will throw in some pins to secure it. Okay. Oh, it's a little high. Hold on. There we are. That way the stopper can go all the way to the end. Okay, and I'm gonna sew this side, starting up here, backstitch, all the way straight down and backstitch. Okay, so probably gonna have to switch out that foot again. Okay, oops, you know what, I did it on the wrong side. Okay, so I'm trying to sew this side. See if I can do it so it's kind of straight. Okay. I'm gonna back stitch. And back stitch at the end. Okay. Okay, let's see how it turned out. Start by trimming off my threads. Okay. Okay, so it was on this, right? So now I can flip this guy to be on the inside, like so. And we want to recognize our center front fold. Should take the iron to kind of fold that. So I don't want to lose that fold that I had. So maybe it's a little press right now. Probably should have pressed it earlier. Okay. Okay, so now I want to get my fly shield ready. And all I really need to do is just fold it wrong sides together. Okay, just kind of have him lined up and ready to go. And before we start, we're gonna just tuck under this raw edge. I'm gonna tuck it under just like a 1/4 inch, I guess, and give that a little bit of a press. So we don't want raw edge showing. Okay, and then once we do that, I can actually baste it to my zipper here. So let's see. This is the best way to kind of get this guy all set up, everything nice and straight. Good. Okay. Oh, no, that's crooked. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and unzip it and just kind of pin it. And I'm gonna go ahead and just baste this guy real quick. Okay, I'm ready to go ahead and baste my zipper. I need to move my zipper foot to the other side, so this kind of pops off, hop it to the other side. Okay, cool. Alrighty, that should work. I'm gonna put my presser foot down, change my stitch length to something kind of long so it'll be easy to take out later, and I don't need a back stitch. Okay, great. Okay, so I basted my zipper in. Now I can grab my fly shield here. Okay. And I'm gonna go ahead and just actually top stitch it to this fly shield. So let me get some pins in. Okay, and I'm just gonna go ahead and top stitch it so it stays together. Change my stitch length to about a 2.5. And let's see here. Okay. I'll back stitch. Okay, so I guess now might be as good a time as any to pull out my back stitch, or my basting stitch. Let's see, I love it when I can pull it out and it doesn't break. Love when that happens. I have a feeling it's gonna break right now though. Come on, guy. Almost, darn. I don't know, there's something satisfying about that when that happens. I almost did it. Okay, so I just need to get my seam ripper for the little top part here. Okay, basting stitch is out. Cut my little, trim my threads. Okay. Okay. Okay, great. So now let's get this guy all lined up. Remember our center fold here, we want to make sure our green line is going straight up and down, okay? We want to make sure when this guy is closed, it covers that stitch. In fact, we should probably just zip our zipper closed right now. Okay, and just get it all lined up. Okay, dun, 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 dun. Make sure there's no weird puckers anywhere. Make sure our green line's going up and down. If anything is off, now is the time to fix it. Okay. Okay, and then we are gonna sew that J, just like we did in the mock zipper, that top stitch, and we want to catch this side, just our self-facing, but we don't want to catch the shield we sewed in, otherwise else you won't be able to get in and out of the pants. So before we do that top stitch, go ahead and take your shield and just kind of pin it out of the way so that we don't accidentally sew it. Okay. Go. And then now let's get this guy all lined up again. We had it lined up so nice. Okay, and then I can pin it in place. Okay. So if your pattern has a sew line, you can copy that with some tracing paper. Otherwise else you can draw your own, but you're basically just doing that letter, backwards letter J, down to the bottom where the stopper is. Mine's like right here, so I'm gonna sew here and go all the way up, and it looks like I can go pretty far out. You don't wanna go too far out where you don't catch yourself facing. You wanna make sure that gets caught. So I eyeballed it last time, it went okay. Really, I think you should get chalk or hand baste it or something, but might eyeball it again, why not? But I'm just gonna sew a J, and I'm not catching the shield, the one I just sewed in. I'm only catching the self-facing that is folded here. And I'm not catching the zipper tape, actually. I did catch it in the other sample we did, but this time, since I have this self-facing, I'm just gonna catch that. Okay, I'm gonna move this guy again. Okay. All right, I'm gonna back stitch. I'm gonna start turning it. I'm gonna move my pin out of the way. Oh, it's in there, good. Now I'm gonna sew over my zipper teeth, so I just wanna go really slow and be careful. Good. Making sure everything's out of the way. I'm just gonna go right up to center front and then back stitch. Okay, time to back stitch. I'm gonna lift up my presser foot for you to see. So I didn't go past the fold. Okay, get my needle up, take it out, and let's examine what I did. Okay, of course, trim off some of my threads. So I see I have like more shield here. I kind of did a short J. I could have done a longer one, and I guess that's what I get for not chalking it and only eyeballing it, but whatever. I'm gonna unpin my shield. Oh, and it looks like I went a little bit too far after, or, you know, I probably didn't do a good job pinning this. So I am gonna have to get my seam ripper and unpin it somewhere because I want my shield to be able to pop back over. There we go. So I think that was just bad pinning on my part. So I should probably go back to the sewing machine and give that guy a top stitch right here so it doesn't come out. Okay, so there's my shields there. Let's see here. And yeah. Okay, so now really our last step, I guess, is to, cause like, so it can kind of come undone. So we could bar tack our fly zipper to the shield so that it won't totally pop open. And then I guess there's more than one way to do it. When I look at this pair of shorts here, they only have a bar tack right here at the bottom. But this other pair they have like a really long bar tack at the bottom, and they also have one on the side here. So I don't know, I guess it's up to the technical designer how you would want to sew that. If you just want like a little one at the bottom, one on the side also, that's fine. How to do a bar tack, since you are at your home machine, it has a zigzag stitch. So you'll want to change it to a zigzag stitch. And you know, you could do you can do a wide one if you want. It can be like 2 or 3 width, but you have to do a really, really short stitch. So it's super close together. So your stitch length is gonna be less than 1, to be honest with you. So play around with that and see if you can come up with a nice bar tack. Some sewing machines actually have the bar tack just a button that you push and it does it for you, which is kind of cool. So explore your machine and see what you have. But I think I'm gonna take this to my machine. I think I'll do a little bar tack right here. So I wanna be careful not to get the zipper teeth. And then maybe I'll just do one on the side as well. Okay, I'm getting ready to bar tack. So I'm gonna show you what my machine looks like. My machine's pretty simple. It doesn't have like all those computerized buttons. This particular one doesn't anyways. I have an embroidery machine that would have this bar tack button automatically. Maybe I'll walk over and show you what that looks like later. But for this guy, this is my stitch length. So I'm gonna want it super short, like less than 1. And look, they even have a picture. Oh gosh, you can't even see it. There we are. Here's my stitch length. So it was about 2 to 3. I'm gonna move it so it's super short. And then they even have a picture of a buttonhole, because a buttonhole, if you go examine a buttonhole, it's really just a short zigzag stitch, super tight. So yeah, this is probably a good length, like right where the buttonhole is. And then the length, let's see here. Oh, actually this isn't the length. I'm getting my machines confused. This is just telling me what stitch I'm gonna do. So a 1 is fine. Actually, no, I'm gonna do a zigzag. So for this machine, I have to turn it to a 2. Sorry, I'm not used to sewing from home. I'm usually on campus. Okay, so I'm on number 2. And then now I can decide how wide I want it or not want it. So apparently, according to this picture, it says 5 is not very wide. And then 1 is wide. I don't know, I guess I'll try wide and just see what that looks like. I can always change my mind later, I suppose. So, I'm not going to use this presser fit though. Okay. So just to figure out how wide this is, I'm just going to use the hand wheel just kind of visually see. Oh, it's kind of short. That's not wide at all. So on my machine, I think the little drawing is backwards. I'm going to change it to 5. Yeah, that's way wider. I kind of like it wide for some reason. I don't know. So, okay, here we go. Okay. Okay. So I missed a little space here because I actually took it out and tried to match it up. Because I got a jam, I think because I changed my length at a funny spot. Okay, so now I'm going to do another back stitch around the curve. So when I do that, I just want to make sure my fly shield is lined up there. So let's go ahead and do that. Back stitch. I guess that's long enough, so I'll back stitch. All right, let's take a look at that. Cool, there's my bar tack. Alrighty. Okay, let's check out this fly zipper. Look at that. You unzip it. You've got some privacy here with your shield. Yeah, cool. Functioning fly zipper. So there you have it.